All right, back here on Move the Sticks, getting you ready for next week, which kicks off the free agency frenzy here on NFL Network Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern. We got you covered as we look ahead to the pre-free agency negotiating window, and then the kickoff of the new league year on Wednesday, March 16th. We've got you covered all week long here on NFL Network with free agency frenzy, and there is some money to be spent. Interestingly enough, the Indianapolis Colts, who just shed about $28 million of Carson Wentz, have $69 million, almost $70 million in cap space to lead the way. Dolphins, Seahawks right behind them at just over 50 and just under 50 mil to spend. Jets and Chargers up there in the top 5 as well. Now, when we look at the Indianapolis Colts, talked a little bit about Carson Wentz now out of there. They're going to need a quarterback here in some way, shape, or form. Think about the player in the position vacancies that they have for premier players. Quarterback is one. I think we might have a good edge rusher in Kwity Paye, but they need a left tackle. Probably need a marquee cornerback too. So while they have a good roster, Bucky, they still need some top-flight premier players at big-time positions.
Oh, they certainly need big-time players at premier positions because this is a team that is really solid. Offensive line is good. They got good pieces throughout the roster. But look, man, the quarterback piece is a huge piece.
That's kind of important.
It's a huge piece. So I'm thinking I'm trying to take my rose-colored glasses off. But maybe Mitchell Trubisky.
Hey, where do you go to school again? Where do you go to school, bud?
Oh, he would just happen to share degrees at the same time at North Carolina. But in terms of this, they probably could get him at a nice price. Won't cost them too much to be able to get him. It might be more significant than anyone thinks. But you get a solid quarterback who can play behind that offensive line in the running game. He's likely not going to turn the ball over a lot. And it would give the Colts an opportunity to continue to build up their team because they still were just a handful of plays away from being a playoff team. I think they are a playoff team even if Mitchell Trubisky is the starting quarterback.
Get on the phone with Terron Armstead and get him in the building. Just plug and play left tackle. This offensive line has been a strength of this football team, but that has been a glaring hole at left tackle. You fill it with the premier free agent on the market, in my opinion, Terron Armstead. You got the money, just get it done.
There's some teams that are going to want his services now. I mean, Seahawks need a left tackle. Bengals, arguably, if they want to move Jonah Williams around, could need a left tackle. You have to spend some money to get Terron Armstead, and clearly the Colts have that cash. Let's get to the Dolphins here because they've drafted some offensive linemen early in the last couple of drafts. Feels like they could still use some there. But on the defensive side, they've got some free agent and Emmanuel Ogbah they got to figure out, and that might dictate where they go in free agency here.
Yeah, I love Jalen Phillips. Thought he was the most talented edge rusher in last year's draft class. But get him a running mate on the other side. Chandler Jones would be outstanding. Can you imagine him going down
ridiculous.
There? Those two guys coming off of the edge. I saw a quote the other day where he said, "I've mastered pass rushing," and I saw, and my first thought was,
disagree?
My first thought was, wow, that's pretty arrogant. My second thought was, he's probably right. Yeah, he's pretty much mastered it. So he's going to be in high demand, even though he's over the age of 30. He's still playing at a very high level.
Well, look, I like that thought because you want to make sure that Josh Ward, defensive coordinator, has enough weapons to throw out those talented offense in the division. But what about offensively? If you're going all in on Tua Tagovailoa, yes, Terron Armstead would be in play. But how about Laken Tomlinson, a guard? Because if you're going to run the football, why not bring somebody who's very familiar to the coaching staff? And so Laken Tomlinson really emerged, played well for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, if you're able to address the offensive line, run the football effectively, you give Tua Tagovailoa an opportunity to be an effective playmaker.
Equal opportunity. You went North Carolina alma mater, then you come back with Duke.
I mean, coming off last weekend, I don't mind.
Who won that
away
on the home field, didn't he?
Talking about Duke.
It was Coach K's last game, right?
You guys spoiled it.
Yeah, send him out. Send him out.
Wow.
Send him out with an L.
Oh, just so disrespectful. So, by the way, some other guards that could be, thought of in that way, Brandon Sheriff, Alex Kappa, Ryan Jensen as a center for teams that need the interior presence could be real interesting there. All right, for the Seahawks, offensive line sound familiar?
Yeah, I'm going to steal one of those names. Ryan Jensen, to me, would be plug and play right now. Posick is a free agent, so you plug him in. And then you also look at Joe Noteboom as somebody I think is intriguing because when he's got an opportunity to play, I think he's done some good things for the Rams. So he's one of those sneaky players who doesn't have a ton of experience but could surprise you with what he makes because you get a little bit more athletic there.
And considering the tenuous future of Andrew Whitworth, if you're the Rams, you might try to be hanging on to Joe Noteboom, knowing you know what you got there.
They've got some other dudes they got to pay as well.
They can't pay everybody. And so when I think about the Seahawks, I think they get back to their identity. It has to be about the defense. And so adding a pass rusher, maybe a Hassan Reddick, to come off the edge, someone that gives them energy,
he's gonna get
gives
paid.
them production, and then enables them to get back to playing the style of defense they want to play. Because remember, in their heyday, they were never about blitzing. They were about rushing with 4, playing coverage, that cover 3 behind those 4-man rushes. If they're able to do that, now they can play better defense against a division that certainly has some intriguing quarterbacks.
Can I just let the nation know, though, who the Pacific Northwest wants to come in at that quarterback position? You see the needs there, number 1 quarterback?
Yeah.
Oh, they want Minshew, baby. Let's bring Minshew back to the Northwest. Let's go. Let's get Gardner Minshew. Let him get in some competition.
Not that far from Pullman, right?
Come on home. Let's
Get
go.
on back. I love it. That's big time right there. All right, so those are some teams with some free agency money to spend.